Today on Jimbo Vision, Bone Tomahawk. Thanks for joining me today for a micro-budget B-movie genre-mashing western horror cowboys v cannibals treat. Bone Tomahawk is basically in a category of its own, gory being the operative word. Like The Searchers meet The Hills Have Eyes by way of the Blair Witch Project, it is a curious picture, murmuring menacingly away for much of its 2 hours duration before viciously lashing out at you. Now, the last cowboy crossover that I can recall, Cowboys and Aliens, didn't go so well. This, however, is a proper western with a decidedly wicked plot concerning a posse which sets out from the town of Bright Hope to rescue some townsfolk who've been kidnapped in the dead of night by a tribe of cave-dwelling Indian cannibals. It's sort of the Hateful Eight, but spelt different. Here they are anyway, receiving some words of encouragement before leaving.
How many of them do you think there are?
It won't matter. You have no chance against any number of them.
I'm riding out with Mr. O'Dwyer because there isn't a choice for either of us.
Off in reasonably hot pursuit then go the four horsemen, heading into the soup in a very real sense. And there's some classic western types in there. Sheriff Franklin Hunt, who else here but Kurt Russell, still sporting those magnificent whiskers from the Hateful Eight. There's green but God-fearing Arthur O'Dwyer, played by Patrick Wilson. There's a brooding but debonair gunman, Matthew Fox, out of Lost, and as a grizzled old-timer who will not stop during, Richard Jenkins from, well, Stuff.
You watch how you speak to the law. Sheriff especially. You aren't captain.
No. I'm the most intelligent man here, and I intend to keep us alive.
Oh, you're the most intelligent man here. Is that a fact?
It is. Sheriff Hunt has a wife, so does Mr. O'Dwyer. And you're a widower.
Yeah. What has that got to do with anything?
Smart men don't get married.
Well, what boom times these are for the Western. True Grit, Django Unchained, Slow West, not to mention Antoine Fuqua's upcoming Magnificent Seven remake due up later this year. Bone Tomahawk occupies its own private niche amongst all these, very much a labour of love this for first-time director S. Craig Zahler, who's had over 20 scripts optioned apparently before finally making this one off his own bat. And it rather shows in the dialogue-heavy script. There's certainly some meaty parts here for the cast to sink their teeth into, which is pretty much the plot, come to think of it. While Zahler's budget may make Blake Seven look like Ben-Hur, the movie, I have to say, lacks nothing in atmosphere. Filmed in sun-bleached big sky panoramas that tip their cowboy hat to classic autos like Rio Bravo and Once Upon a Time in the West, with of course a bit of Tarantino thrown in too.
Why they always wet themselves?
Just get on with the task.
The slow build to the denouement, and the dinner, sees the tension steadily ratcheted up, and the finale, when it comes, is not for the faint-hearted. Will we see Sheriff Kurt Russell getting his posse eaten? Well, you have to tune in and find out. Now, Bone Tomahawk is a little bit overwordy and goes on a little bit too long. Hey, I know, pot, meat, kettle. Still, it is a rewarding and inventive bit of genre hopping, and both it and its creator are certainly worth keeping an eye on. The bizarre closing music left me a little bit perplexed, but I'll still give it a 6.5 out of 10. A very intriguing effort.